You're allowed to block people. You're allowed to stand your ground in football. And if somebody runs into you, then that's the game. At first, I thought Endo might have been overrun in that middle. But the way Endo was just getting into spaces every time, finding space.
There was a tweet that said Diaz realised that his parents are saved now, so he doesn't need to be playing as hard.
Oh, shit.
I still think he's Black Sonic, bro, because that was a lucky shot. And even he was surprised that it was on target, bro.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I am your host today, Della Strada, the free agent. As usual, I'm joined by my fellow pundits, starting from my left, Strives.
Finally, Strives has come back. As Arsenal's top of the Bumbercley table. Come on.
I know you practiced that in the mirror earlier, bro. Yeah. How many times you practiced that in the mirror, bro?
I just thought of that now as you started talking about my boy Joe.
This guy.
It's my good. Yeah, it's your boy Strives. Yeah, man, as you can hear, man, it's been a brilliant weekend, man. Great boxing, great Arsenal fixture, and then I had the most amazing hate watch yesterday. The most amazing hate watch, man, and can't wait to talk about it with you guys in a minute.
Before I go on to the next person, how did your captain in fantasy do this week?
If you're watching my team and you're all the way up there, you know you are genuinely the biggest hater of life. But yeah, man, Dominic Solanke makes me sick, man.
Triple captain.
Wow,
triple captain.
Thank God I didn't triple captain him.
Tell the listeners how many points your captain got.
Wow, he got 0 points still, man. But he's got a game to play still, man. So hopefully he can rectify. But yeah, man, honestly, I'm gonna do what Marley Marr did and I'm deleting my team, man, because it's not worth it anymore.
What team, bro? I don't know what you're talking about.
Next up, Jerry.
Yo, it's your boy Joey Nomadic, Liverpool #1 supporter. Proud of the boys. It was a tough day yesterday, but we showed up and showed out. So yeah, man, let's have it.
Next up, Marley Marr.
Marley Marr here, Man United supporter. I ain't really got much to say about that team, to be fair. I'm just here right now. I'm just here because
you're saying just making up numbers, yeah?
Basically, yeah, man.
Finally, Drayman.
Yeah, Drayman, avid United fan. Yeah, just seeing where we end up at the end of the season, really. So yeah, the pod is not really going to be focused on us. Going to be focused on the other guys shining light on their teams and where they're going to end up come. Is it the end of May?
I know you're secretly happy though, bruv. I know you're just following Marley Marr because I know you watched that game and you was happy with your 2 penalties, bruv.
I don't know about happy with my 2 penalties. I was just happy that they won, to be honest.
I can see in your face, bruv, you're happy.
No. We'll get into it.
I googled the word avid just to make sure it was a true reflection of how he feels. But avid, having or showing a keen interest in or enthusiasm for something. Would you really say you're avid Man United supporter right now?
I'm avid, man.
Okay.
I'm avid. I'm always avid, man.
Okay. Still waiting for that birthday text, yeah.
Yeah. In August, come August, man. Jim's personally going to text me this time.
Yeah, guys, before we get into it, continue to like, share, subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. There's no better place for us to start apart from the Liverpool versus City game. So, Joey, before I go into you, starting lineup, obviously you was at some key players, but one of your most notable absentees, was Salah. Were you, because there was a lot of discourse about him not starting, but were you surprised that he didn't start?
No. Yeah, I think Klopp alluded to him not starting in the conference on Friday. He said that obviously he got some minutes in midweek, but that he was still kind of like managing him. He's still a concern, and his fitness was like a going concern as well. So I wasn't surprised that he wasn't starting the game, and I thought that he was kind of using that in a kind of tactic to bring him on against tired legs as well. So,
which makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, there was me and Strides had a bit of conversation about if you're fit enough, if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to start. Where do you position yourself in that argument?
No, I don't agree at all. Do you agree with that?
No, that's Strive's point.
Yeah. As somebody who's had injuries, yourself and myself, I know, for example, that when I go to certain games, I can play and I can offer the team something, but I know that I haven't got full 90 in me.
Yeah.
So obviously Salah will probably be saying to Klopp that he can do it. But it's for your manager to know, like, we have a long road ahead, and after this game, if we can get a result out of this game and I don't have to use you, I don't want to use you, and I know that there's a long break after this game, so it just doesn't make any sense. And then obviously we got Konate got a knock midweek, so that's just playing on your mind, and you're trying to protect everybody at all costs.
Was Konate in the squad?
Konate wasn't in the squad.
So that's my point. If you're not fit enough to play, then you're not in the squad. Or if you're fit enough to start, then you're not in the squad, because what we're conflating is we're assuming that just because you're starting, you're going to play full 90 minutes. You can start a game and you can still get substituted off. Like,
after 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, whether it could be for 25, 30 minutes.
But then why would you start your game knowing someone's going to come off in 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah, but you could sometimes, a player could get injured, and then you're going to have to rely on him anyway, which is what happened to Mo Salah before.
What about this perspective? What about if you have your, let's say your best player, let's look at Arsenal, for example. You have Saka. He's on the bench. You don't know if he's fit or not, but he doesn't start. You're playing Sheffield, and you put Reece Nelson on instead, and then you're beating Sheffield 4-0. Should you have started Saka, even though your team is potentially capable? Isn't it worth seeing what your team can do before you risk somebody who is prone to injury and is recovering from injury?
Yeah, I think context and all these kind of things are important. But I think if Saka is available to play and we're playing Manchester City, or we're versing Manchester City, or we're playing versing Liverpool, then I absolutely expect Saka to be on that pitch starting. That's because if he can't play, then don't be in the squad.
But there's a difference that he, like, as Jerry alluded to in the beginning, you can play, but you can't play 90 minutes. So,
bro, you've been a manager before.
And
people have said to you, bro, I can play, but...
bro, what I would do is I'll check in. If someone's told me they've got a knock or what have you not, and I'll be like, okay, cool, manage it, let me know, what have you not. And if you'll
start them, even if you got fully fit players ready to go in that position.
If someone's telling me they can't play and what have you not, then
they're saying I can play.
They're not going to be in my, like, as in, I know like from how I've dealt with it. If someone's telling me they're a bit of an injury concern or what have you not, I'm not playing them. I'll play someone else. I think there might have been times when I've been managing, and I think you mentioned yourself, so let's talk, since, like, rather than talk about who's in the room. I think you've been injured and you've been on the bench. You've made yourself available. But remember, Sunday League's completely different anyway. Sometimes we can't even get an 11 out. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just having the bodies there just in case. So you're just there, like, just so that I can get a squad out if necessary. You're not going to play. I'll get you on if I've won the game already, or if literally we're down to like 9 or 10 players and you're completely necessary. So I feel like it's different. Like, obviously, where we're talking about a professional footballing format where, you know, you've got a squad of 25 players or what have you not. I've got enough players there. I've got a good enough squad there where I don't need to have you in my team. I don't need to have you in my team if you're not fit. If you're fit, then for me, there's no difference whether you come on later or if you start the game. If you're fit enough to be in the squad, you're fit enough to play.
But so basically, obviously, from a managerial point of view, you're trying to manage the game, and as you go on, you can't just plan to. If I say I'm fit, I'm only fit enough to last, like, if you know someone's fit, only enough to play like 20, 30 minutes. Okay. You don't start them for 20, 30 minutes because you don't know how the game's going to change over the course of time. So that's why it makes sense to say, you know, I can come on and play 30 minutes. Okay, I'll give you the last 30.
Plus, I was going to say, you know, that other players will be tiring as well. So in terms of that player, probably won't have to exert himself as he would in the first 45.
But yeah, it's kind of how you treat, like, young players and academy players as well. When you're giving them their debut, you're going to give them 20 minutes. You don't give them the first 20 minutes. You give them the last 20 minutes.
And they don't want him injured again as well, right?
Yeah. If a physio has recommended that, this guy can't play longer than half an hour today, it's recommended they don't play longer than half an hour, then fair enough. We're not privy to, you know, they're not walking around with a sign on their head, oh yeah, I can play so-and-so minutes. So yeah, we do make those assumptions, but the reason why Del Estrada and I had that discourse is because I led with Liverpool deserve to get nothing out of this game because they've left Salah on the bench. And my reason for saying that is because Salah's been rested for a couple of weeks.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
because he's had injury concerns, fitness concerns. So
his last game was against Brentford. He came on as a sub.
And exactly. And we've not seen him, and we ain't seen him again since. Yeah.
Out of injury, not from resting.
Okay, did he pick up? I thought he aggravated whatever the injury was before. So there was just there's resting.
No, he got injured. So he played again. Last game he played after. I think it's maybe 3 or 4 games in between the Brentford game and him coming as a sub midweek.
Okay, so but after that Brentford game, because he came on early because somebody got injured, right? And then he had to.
He wasn't supposed to play that game.
Yeah, he wasn't meant to play, right?
But he was on the bench,
and he was on the bench.
So when people say if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to start, it doesn't necessarily mean.
Yeah. And remember, he's on the bench because we've got a very injury-stricken team.
Mm-hmm. But then he played the rest of that game, and you lot won it. What have you not? Mm-hmm. And
but as a result, he was then injured for another couple of weeks.
I know, but you know what it is? I feel like I'm one of them people. I think it also comes down to the kind of person you are. I would take that risk in a game like Man City, because you don't. If I look at the rest of your games and you're running, what have you not, for the last 10 games, I think you're pretty much home most of the games. I think you've probably only got like 2 away games
left.
Man
United away, and maybe
Villa,
and you got Spurs.
We got Spurs at home.
I think
and Villa. I think it is.
I think the decision as well is heavily dictated by the fact that Klopp actually trusts Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott's decent, bro.
No, he's good. He's good, and I hear that. Liverpool actually have a strong squad, actually. Let's have it right. Their squad might not be, there's some guys that aren't brand names or what have you not, but they've got a strong squad. Like sometimes you hear Liverpool players talking about their Kwanzas and what have you not, these young players, but Kwanzaa's only a year younger than Saliba, bro. So they're good players. So I get it, but Salah's your best player, innit? So you play him, innit? That's just me.
With that, I think
I'm not even saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's what I'm doing.
In the post-match as well, I think another thing he said is that people are saying that this is probably our most important fixture. I don't think he believed that this game wasn't be all and end all. He felt like he could lose that game and still win the league. So I don't think it's necessarily worth winning that battle to potentially lose the war. He sees it as, I don't mind losing this war to win the battle, losing this battle to win the war at the end of the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's come back to the game. So obviously, City scored from a corner. What was your take on? Obviously, again, there was a lot of discourse about the goal being, it should have been disallowed and it was offside. What was your take on that?
No controversy at all, bro. It was a great set piece. I applauded them for working something on the training ground and bringing it to life in the game, man. I saw loads of people, I don't even want to shout out people by their name, but Tyrus. I saw loads of people saying, well, if the Endo one was offside and this and that and the other, then you're allowed to block people. You're allowed to stand your ground in football, and if somebody runs into you, then that's the game. Blocking has always happened, or providing a shield for somebody. Then people were saying this is offside. How can it be offside, bro, when the ball's on the fucking touchline?
Yeah,
what's going on here, man? So a lot of people were losing their heads over that, man. And obviously there's a sense of injustice here because what happened to Endo in the League Cup, but Endo was offside.
Yeah, one's a free kick and one's a corner.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's offside. The fact is that he's offside. You can't block somebody if you're offside. You can't interfere with the game. Ake wasn't offside, so there's no problem with it at all.
Yeah. I originally was taking up the stance where I could hear where Tyrus was coming from, but yeah, upon reflection and with the benefit of hindsight, and
why could you hear what Tyrus was saying?
You know, because I was just comparing it to the Endo situation, but not completely armed with the when you're thinking about it in the moment, you can't remember everything. Obviously, one being a corner, the other being a free kick. Obviously, the argument being offside, and if you're conflating the two moments, like you just said, the rules denote that it can't be offside from a corner. So then if you're now going to try and say it's a foul, like I said to Bods in the group chat, obviously he
said it's a foul.
I think he was saying, I don't know if he was saying it, but I know he was saying that some people are taking umbrage with the blocking, and that's when I replied saying, but blocking's part and parcel. So yes, I agree with Della Strada on that, exactly on that. So yeah, in hindsight,
saying you forgot the rules.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, it's like, nah, that goal was cool.
Yeah, it's top tier goal, man.
Yeah, good set piece, man.
Yeah. Well. So then after that goal, so overall, let's summarize the first half. Overall, did you feel like they were deserving of that first goal? Do you think it was against one to play?
I thought it was. I thought City did well to get a grip of the game in the first maybe 15, 20 minutes. I think they were moving the ball well, and I was thinking, oh shit, they've come in to play football, man. Obviously, it's always an end-to-end game when we play Man City, but I was actually expecting Man City to come and maybe take all points because of not necessarily the players we were missing, but the way we were missing these players, innit, man? And at a crunch time as well. So yeah, I thought, you know what, they're going to kick into gear. They've got all of these players, but then I kind of remembered how we play against City and who we have on our team, and then it just we started moving the ball around. And I think after that first 15 minutes, we started getting a grip of the game, passing the ball. Elliott was dropping into the gaps. Endo was tracking KDB. So it was a bit of a surprise. And the crazy thing is that's when my missus' mum came for Mother's Day dinner. No, sorry. My mum phoned me.
Yeah.
She phoned me back because she's in Nigeria. I'm trying to call her to say Happy Mother's Day. And I saw the phone ringing. I didn't want to answer the phone because I know every time I answer the phone, I'll take my attention off the game. Something happens. So I answer the phone. As soon as I see that, I just see Ake holding up. I think was it McAllister or he was holding up for the corner goal?
Yeah, McAllister, yeah.
Yeah, I see him holding him, man. I dropped my phone on the floor, bro. I dropped my phone off. I didn't even get to say Happy Mother's Day, bro. So, it was against the run and play, man, because I was thinking we're going to go and do something. I didn't want to miss us scoring a goal, man. It was against the run and play, man.
But would you say it's a tricky one because it was fairly even.
Yeah.
So it wasn't obviously, so a goal could have come either way.
Yeah, so when I say against the run and play, I don't mean like we were controlling. I mean, I didn't expect a goal to come out of that situation for either team, to be completely honest, because I don't think either team was penetrating, and I thought we would have dealt with any corners, man. So that's why I was really impressed with how they capitalised on that corner. Yeah,
so then obviously, let's say over, I think first half was fairly even. So you going in at half time, how did you feel like the game was going to be? Did you feel like the second half was going to be how it was when you went?
I did, because I felt after that goal, I did feel like City kind of applied the brakes a bit. I felt at first I thought Endo might have been overrun in that middle, but the way Endo was just getting into spaces every time. When we had possession of the ball, he was just finding space. And then even when KDB was putting the press on him, he was still managing to maneuver his way out of it. And then on top of that, McAllister was giving him so much support in that area as well. So we just grabbed the game, and then we were starting to look like we were taking the game to them. Conor Bradley was growing in confidence and getting down that right wing. And I thought, you know what? When we come back in the half, Salah's probably going to start that game, and then we're going to go at them. Mm-hmm. So I was expecting it, but Salah didn't come on straight away. But we went for them, man. So I was impressed with that, man.
Yeah, so let me ask you the question to the rest of the guys. When you was watching the game from a City perspective, did you expect them to be as flat as they were in the second half? Did you expect Liverpool to be as dominant as they were, considering all the changes or the players Liverpool were missing?
I don't think nothing really surprised me when it comes to Man City Liverpool. It's just one of them games that can really go either way, because I've seen days where Man City control most of the game, and I've seen days where Liverpool just have a madness and control most of the game as well. So I wouldn't say it surprised me. Liverpool are good enough, particularly at home as well, where they can do that to teams. And Walker raised the point that he's never won at Anfield ever in his whole career, and I was like, "Right, that's a crazy stat." And when you think about that alone, like when you see Liverpool dominating most of the game at home, like you're not like, "Oh wow, it's not surprising."
Didn't you find it particularly surprising based on a play that they were missing, the Trent?
Not anymore. No? Just because of Klopp, man. He's managed to get the whole squad like just playing the same way, man. Like he's set something up brilliant, bruv. So this is why I'm quite happy that he's about to leave.
Yeah, and just to put my 2 pence in there, I thought KDB was on fire for the first 20 minutes or so, 25.
I didn't agree with that, but
you did it.
I
saw that.
I thought he was, man. He looked like he was.
I thought that was one of his. He was flat to me throughout the whole game.
His face looked like he was on fire. Like he looked red-faced, like he was up for it. But in terms of, he was, you know what it was? He was putting himself about there. He was running everything down and he was trying to be physical. Yeah. But in terms of what he normally does, in terms of like just pushing the game forward and
he was trying though. I saw it like he was trying to find those passes. That's
what I felt like he was trying, but I don't think usually he does.
That's what.
And I felt like he was trying because he really wanted it.
It's funny we say that though. Like it was his corner, so he still walked away with an assist. So in that little spell where I thought he was quite dominant, he did actually produce something. But it's funny, like after I made that observation, he did seemed to kind of like, the game got a little bit too fast paced, a little bit too physical for him, and it looked like he might have been, dare I say it, out of his depth.
I don't think he's fully fit.
Yeah, that's a perfect example as to just because you're fit to start doesn't you know.
I agree.
Yeah, because
but then imagine, look what they got out of him though.
No, but again,
that was one of them games where it's like I've said that from times where I'm like, KDB does a lot of what Bruno does in terms of like when Bruno's having a bad game, like it's usually because he's just pamming the ball into space and
Pamela.
But Pamela,
I call him Pamela still.
And in that game against Liverpool, it just so happened that he was pamming ball into space like he usually does, but he wasn't finding the people that he usually does.
Which is Haaland, but Haaland, we'll get to Haaland, but
mind control.
Liverpool, they scored the goal. They scored a penalty. But who do you think was at fault for that penalty? Do you think it was more Ake or the goalkeeper?
100% Ake, bro.
Yeah,
it was bad pass,
bro. And you know what's crazy? As soon as it happened, I knew that. I think he's off. No, not even a game changer. I think he's out. Might be out for the rest of the season. You know?
You think?
Yeah,
because that hyperextended knee that happened, bro. I saw it. It's nasty, bro. It's a nasty injury. If not, it's at least 4 weeks, bro.
Yeah, they look bad.
Yeah,
Ortega look good though.
Yeah, no, he's a comfy keeper.
Yeah.
I think the one time why I thought we was gonna whip them is because I saw him. Remember the Newcastle game where Newcastle kind of blitzed.
Yes, and then is that when KDB came on and scored?
Yeah, and then wrapped it up for them, man. So I thought maybe he's gonna be a bit shaky, man. But we should have put the game to bed, man. 100%.
Yeah.
And obviously, McAllister went on to score the penalty, but overall, obviously, the game was very much dominated by Liverpool. Before we talk about the penalty, any stand-up performance from a Liverpool perspective?
Yeah, man. Definitely Endo, man. You know, people talk about Declan Rice and all of that kind of stuff. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He was fishing, but he didn't bite. Well done.
Yeah. His lips were pursed. His lips were pursed.
I was just waiting for my turn, man.
Well, no, obviously, like, very understated signing. Guys in here were laughing when we signed him, innit?
Can you name the names, please? Actually, can you name the one person that didn't laugh?
The one person that didn't laugh, you know what?
You don't know. So
I don't know if it was you. I don't know if it was you.
So
but if it was you, respect.
Who was backing him?
Chest.
Huh?
Who went backing him? But
no, he laughed.
Oh, he laughed.
Strive. I'm pointing at Strive.
I knew he was going to say that.
You laughed. Remember you said, because you remember you said, Romeo love you, Caicedo, blah, 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 105. 30. It's 30. You said stuff like that, which is fine. I don't mind because
for your reaction, man.
Oh, maybe.
You didn't look happy, man. You didn't.
No.
And you didn't sound happy.
That's not true, because I said to you, I don't want us.
No. Do scouting and stuff like that. But you didn't.
I said I don't want us to sign the player that everybody is going for and all of that. I wanted us to think outside the box and find somebody. That's exactly what we did, and that's exactly what we got. Obviously, it took a while for him to maybe about 5 games for him to get warmed up, but it's a new league.
More than that, but that's fine. He should play
exactly. But overall, I was very happy with the signing, and you.
I don't know if you. I'm very happy.
You might have to go back because we do receipts now, innit, bro?
Yeah. We have to check the record.
But I was happy, and you were laughing at me because obviously you had a shiny new £100 million toy. And we had like a £17 toy or whatever in it. So
just because obviously you were very salty about Caicedo.
No, I didn't. I was happy we didn't get Caicedo. I mean, I said we didn't want him.
I mean, you were goading him at like as soon as he got his red card. Because
it's funny. That's funny, bro. For you to turn down Liverpool, and then go there and then playing like you're wearing Timbs, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. But anyway, Endo, he had a great performance. McAllister. Again, there's something between them where McAllister can drop in and play 6 because even though he looked shaky in the 6 when he was playing there, when Endo wasn't ready to play there, we never lost a game with him, bro. I don't count the Spurs game, but we never lost a game with McAllister playing 6, bro. I think we might have lost a 3-1. I don't know if was McAllister playing 6 when we played Arsenal.
I can't remember. I can't recall.
Yeah, but potentially that. But he's been solid there, in it, man. So just seeing him dropping in and supporting, I think it was B-Man that was mentioning this, the way he was supporting Endo in that role.
Yeah,
it was beautiful, man. And just to see him grab a hold of the game, dribble around Rodri, Alvarez, your fellow World Cup winners on the pitch as well. But he looked a bit off of it.
I felt like they were almost giving Man City a bit of their own medicine, if that makes sense. Where you don't have too much time, but they made it look like they had time.
In
that
What, the way
midfield.
Liverpool are pressing?
Yeah.
And again, it's like somebody posted on Twitter, bro, like, oh, you're not the best DM on the pitch, bro, but you gave the best performance. And then obviously Rodri's on the pitch, so like if you're going to show how good you are, that's probably the best occasion to do it, man. So him, Nunes obviously doing his standard thing, like winning that penalty as well, bro, just by being the pest that he is. But
Great player.
But hold tight Luis Diaz, man. Diaz was he missed the chances that probably should have won the game.
He was annoying up to that point though, but like he was annoying
in a good way.
No, in a bad way, man.
Yeah, because it's like
he seemed on it.
No, he was on it. And
He seems on it.
But
so there was a tweet that said there's Diaz realised that his parents are saved now, so he doesn't need to be playing as hard.
Oh shit!
Towards the end of the game, he was trying to win it himself. So I was He definitely improved. But I was like, first half, I was like, I could understand why, because some Liverpool players ain't really. They're like, he's not all that.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard that quite a bit still. But then he does the second half performance where you're like, all right, yeah, I get it.
He gets about. I think he's just unfortunate. He just wasn't able to take any of those chances that came at him.
I think he. Remember, we have to remember. I think this is what his is this his second season?
Must be second. Right?
Is it second and a half?
Any second or third?
I think it might be second and a half because he came in January. So and then he was
1.5.
No, I think it might be 2.5. You know.
No, definitely it's either 2 or 3. So maybe 2.5.
But I know he was injured for the majority of last season, innit? So I think he's still getting used to England and the Premier League, man, because his thing is to cut in, go past the man, get the shot off, innit? But yeah, seeing him run Kyle Walker ragged, bro, like my girl's mum was watching, it's like, who's that guy, man? He looks old, bro, looking at Kyle Walker thinking he looks like a 45-year-old, bro. Like, that's what Diaz did to him, bro. And already had that head-to-head with Rodri and Kyle Walker, and then just
spun him,
slapped it into Kyle Walker's head.
I feel like he felt like he owed you the team something. He did. Man.
When he was there was one where Nunes put him through, and then his first touch was off as well, man. I thought that was going to be it, man, but just looking back to the FA Cup game where he got that last goal against Arsenal, where it wasn't really necessary, but he just smashed it into the roof of the net. I thought we were going to get that from him, man, but it was disappointing, man. But it was a great performance, so to be fair, so
yeah, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it for me. Oh, sorry. One more.
Yeah, I thought.
Obviously, mind controlling it. Like I've been saying for ages, like Virgil and Haaland, there's no point, and I said the same for Haaland and Saliba. Obviously, last game, Haaland got that goal where Virgil kind of switched off. Even though Virgil was nowhere near him, I still kind of held him responsible because I think he should have that awareness of where Haaland was. But Haaland had one opportunity to show that Virgil doesn't have mind control.
When he tried to
do left and right, bro. You're not a dribbler like that, bro. You're not like. So I just like the way he controlled him. He pushed him into the pocket where he knew that he wasn't gonna do enough, and he ended up side footing it into Kelleher's hand, man. So that was great performance by Kelleher as well.
Yeah, that was great defending, man. There was a during the hate watch. I can't lie.
Come on, bro.
There was a lot of us was waiting to see BBD.
You know, I got my guys, my Arsenal guys on speed now, bro. During hate watch, bro. We're watching each other's game because the Brentford game. There was one where Gabriel. He done a madness still. I think he got a yellow card for it as well, bro.
I think
when he dragged the player back.
Yeah. So I think Wissa, my Congolese brother, just gave him a little something, bro.
I think Liverpool need give it a lot of credit because I thought like the way they handled Foden as well.
Everyone.
Joe Gomez, real man.
Yeah,
Joe Gomez, honourable shout because he's been playing left back, right back.
I was going to say
So
100%.
Like, they did well, man. Because a
lot of guys owe him apologies.
Well, his form.
Yeah,
Joe Gomez will get his apology when he scores a goal, man.
No, that's
why he's not as a defender. Why does everyone keep saying that as well?
That's very childish. But I will add, Jarrell Quansel scored like his third game for the team.
Man, like, you get your followers.
You know, it's crazy. I'm going to shout at everybody. Shout out Jarrell Quansel as well, bro, man, because remember, like, Haaland, it's a big deal, bro.
Yeah.
He was probably licking his lips, bro, thinking, I'm going to take this guy for a ride, pause. But, Jarrell Quansel showing, not me, bro.
Question.
Not me, buddy.
Trent, is he a midfielder? I don't know what, because Conor Bradley is so good, like, he needs to be in the team.
Do you know what's crazy? Conor Bradley's a midfielder as well, bro.
Yeah, a right midfielder.
Yeah, bro, so, like, it's the system.
He was a winger.
Right.
It's the system, innit, really and truly. But I feel like basically, if you're good enough to go forward, Klopp thinks you should be good enough to go backwards as well. And these players have an attitude, and there's a system that protects the fullbacks as well.
I'll be interested to see.
He's a good defender.
Very good.
Better than Trent, I would say. For sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm seeing a few more people like come to that.
I think it's unfair because obviously maybe Bradley probably had good defensive displays of recent, but because people have had more to judge Trent off, that's when they get enough on. But I think you probably need to give Bradley a bit more game time to say, you know what, he's better than Trent defensively.
Yeah, no, that's fair as well. To be fair, that is kind of fair. But I think it's a good position for Livs to be where they can. Where they've got him like emerging, which is why it goes back to the point where I say like Liverpool's got a good squad, man.
But it's different. There's a difference between having a good squad out of choice and a good squad out of necessity. We have a good squad because we don't have any other choice, and so I don't. If we go player for player, like even as much as I rate Conor Bradley,
your squad because you don't have any other choice, but you've got a good squad.
But if I go player for player with Man City or Arsenal, and then you lot are taking Ben White over Conor Bradley, you lot are taking Kyle Walker over Conor Bradley, so it's not really that. This is a necessity, and players are showing up on the day.
Yeah, and a lot has to go to the manager.
Exactly, he's instilling that confidence. We might get another manager next season. Conor Bradley just falls off a cliff.
Yeah, 100. But let's finish off there because I think we spent a lot of time on Liverpool.
Oh yeah, it was a penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say. Lastly, let's go around the table very quickly. Obviously, Jerry thinks it's a penalty. Miles?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
Penalty.
Strives?
What the docu address? I thought it was a penalty to begin with, but I'm not so sure now. You know, I think McAllister played for it a bit. It was McAllister, innit?
Oh, 100.
Yeah.
He played for it. If he played for it a little bit,
he definitely ran it into his foot.
Yeah.
But your foot shouldn't be that high. I think.
Yeah, you can't kick someone in the chest, bro.
Yeah, but he didn't kick him in the chest. He was just trying to. He's trying to. He's trying to
It doesn't matter though, man.
He's trying to contact the ball, and then McAllister goes in with his shoulder, and he hits his shoulder. He goes in with his shoulder first, and he does hit. His foot does touch his chest, but he goes into the foot, and then he makes a meal out of it. And I feel like,
okay, so basically,
I can see why it wasn't given.
If the ball's in at a certain level, and I'm gonna go and header the ball because it's at a certain level, yeah, you can probably win the ball and get there, but you can't win the ball and get there without dangerously impeding the other player. That's what makes it a penalty. So the fact that he wins the ball first isn't important. It's the fact that there's a dangerous edge to it, because I remember one time Mane got sent off for a challenge in the air against Ederson.
Mane was aggressive.
That was a red.
No, but Mane got to the ball first, and then he ended up taking off, nearly killing Ederson.
Is excessive force.
Yeah, but
Doku's one wasn't forceful. Just like
but he's kind of pulling back as well.
Yeah.
Like when he realizes what McAllister's trying to do, that freaking Argentinian cheater. Yeah, that's I think, but
the force thing is that's a cause for red card. It's not a cause for whether it's a foul or not.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Klopp said, that challenge anywhere else on the pitch, it's a yellow card and it's a foul. But I know there's a higher barrier. Yeah, there's a higher barrier for penalties because it's a game changer. So.
I think I probably would have said penalty in a moment, but as I've had time to look at it,
how about if it was against Arsenal?
No, but it's the same thing. Like I'm still going.
It's a penalty.
Yeah, but because of how many times we've been robbed of decisions.
That's not what we're talking about, though. That's not what we're talking about. You can't. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're just saying. Isolate it and make it Arsenal.
These experiences have changed the way I see football.
Isolate it and make it Arsenal, bro.
These experiences have changed the way I see football.
Okay, let's move on.
Joey, before we move on, I was going to say one last thing. Sorry, Della. Doku nearly silenced you, bro. Nearly by hitting that.
No, he definitely wouldn't have silenced me because I still think he's shit, bro.
He was Black Sonic.
Not shit. No. But I still think he's Black Sonic, bro, because at the end of the day, bro, that was a lucky shot, and he was surprised that it was on target, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
He was trashing that game.
I'm telling you, bro.
If anything, he was vindicating what Joey said.
So, Strives, let's take It's hard to speak when every single time you think it's going to say pause, but
pause.
If you think like that, you got to say pause, bro.
Yeah,
just say pause before.
Let's stay with you.
Okay.
Yeah. What did you want the result to be from an Arsenal perspective?
No, I wanted a draw, man.
A draw.
I wanted to see this weekend top of the table. I think I called it earlier. I said, yeah, man, we're going to be top of the table by the end of the weekend, and so I needed that to come to fruition. So yeah, I was happy, man. Brilliant hate watch, man. Absolutely superb.
So you was watching that game, obviously, after Arsenal had beaten Brentford 2-1. Arsenal took the lead with a Ben White assist. Declan Rice, another goal.
Benny Blanco.
Arsenal were fairly comfortable until a moment of, not madness, an incident happened. So when the game started, and obviously you knew Ramsdale had to come in for Raya, did you have any fears at all?
Yeah, man, I was nervous about Ramsdale coming in. Nervous just because he ain't played since November, funny enough, in the reverse fixture. And in that game, Declan Rice saved his bacon, bruv. Like, the guy tried to give away a goal then as well. Like, I think we got away with a clean sheet. I think we won that game 1-0. But with Ramsdale, yeah, you know what Ramsdale does? He puts your mind back into that state of panic, that state of that trauma that we're recovering from. That they call it PTSD. And you just, don't get me wrong, Ramsdale's dope. I like Ramsdale in it. I think stay and just try and fight for your place. In my opinion, but I think he's a good keeper. But there is something about this guy, man, that just always has you a little bit worried. And if he hasn't been playing, I don't know if it's something about the human psyche. It's like you're quick to remember the bad stuff before you settle on the good stuff, innit? So immediately I'm just thinking, oh man, I hope this guy's not nervous. I hope this guy doesn't do something. I was going to say,
you're probably thinking as well that when he was playing regularly, he was doing his stuff, never alone when he's not playing.
Yeah. And I just remember around this time last year when, you know, we should be running away with the league. This guy's giving Southampton like through balls to freaking, you know what I mean? Like this guy tried to kill our title race. I'm thinking this guy is about to play maybe his only game of 2024 and he could potentially kill our title race. So there was a little bit of nerves going in prior to it. But ultimately, I did think to myself, he's got enough about him and we've got enough about us that we're going to be fine. That's how I felt before going to the game. But yeah, long-winded answer to say I was a little bit nervous.
So then when that incident happened,
Yeah, I hated him, man. Yeah, I was like, fuck this guy, bro. I like, it's crazy as well because this is where the whole tribalism comes into it. I was just like, this guy, I need this guy out of my club. He made me so sick because it was such a, when he got the pass back from Gabriel, my brother, he was at the Emirates, yeah, and he must have messaged saying, "Oh man, the pass back." And I think Joey said it as well.
Oh, I was fishing.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So, well, I said to my bro, no, yeah, you definitely not blaming Gabby for that, bruv. Ramsdale is an absolute clown, bruv. How can you do that, bruv? He had so much time. He could have played the ball to Saliba. What was he trying to do? Anyway, but that being said,
if anything, I think he was panicking. That's why he tried to go long, because if he was normal, composed, he could have given it to
do you know what? Saliba. So I think he wasn't panicking, you know. I think he was like, bro, I've got to impress everybody. I've got to pick out a Hollywood pass. And he probably saw the pass that he was going to do because the first touch wasn't bad.
No.
And he could have even got that pass out or gone long easily.
Yeah,
but
true.
But I think, Don was saying, like, when players like ESR, them man get time, they're just trying to do as much as possible in a short space of time.
But doing as much as possible was playing the pass to Saliba, because based on how Arteta wants you to play,
in hindsight,
is to do
yeah. But if he created a chance, but it's like, I've got my assist.
He did create a few chances in the first half. With
was that after he done that throw to Trossard?
Oh yeah,
I think it was after, innit?
No, the incident happened after,
Yeah. So
just before half time.
So yeah, you're saying the throw to Trossard was after?
No, the throw was before. That was brilliant.
So I think he was gassed off of that and thinking, yeah, somebody's in, I can play this pass through, but really Saliba was the only option.
You could see that he'd kind of picked up things from watching us playing, obviously with Raya in goal and whatever, you know, because normally he's catching that ball and he might even, you know, turn around to look to the fan, stick his tongue out or something and do a little talk. But this time he's distributing the ball quickly with even with precision at times. Trossard, if he had a little bit more pace, if it was Martinelli, you can't help but think we're 1-0 up in that point in that moment. But also Trossard, I still think Trossard probably could have done a little bit better with that. I think Trossard was a little bit off the pace, and which is a bit like interesting. Like every time like Martinelli is not an option and we need Trossard to still be Trossard, it's like he goes into the stinking McStinkinson.
I don't think it was that bad. He's just not as fast as Martinelli. So that incident there he was going to get called.
I hear what you mean. Like I'm not like condemning him just on that chance, but I just felt like I was watching it thinking, like even with Havertz, I was just like, these guys aren't gambling enough for me. Like I feel like when Saka was getting the ball and trying to put in the ball into the box, they're not gambling a bit. And I just felt like there was a gear. Like they were struggling to just shift into that higher gear. And I felt like Trossard didn't find it all throughout the game. He wasn't bad, but I just, maybe he's a victim of his own success in previous weeks because we've been like just blitzing teams away.
Yeah. And then obviously second half started Arsenal 1-1. Ramsdale did put off some good saves, which kept Arsenal in the game, especially that chance from Tony.
Long distance one.
Yeah. The way
that would have killed his career, maybe.
Oh yeah, it would have been a wrap.
Yeah,
it would have been a wrap.
Say vindicated it. I mean, yeah, man, everyone's been saying about Ivan Toney, isn't it?
Hoyland don't do them.
No, that chance was sick.
No, I'm messing about because he's pointing at me in it because I said Ivan Toney wasn't worth 100 billion or whatever.
No, he said he definitely isn't.
You said Hoyland's worth 70. It was nothing.
No, I said I'd rather have Hoyland. Is what I said.
That's what you said.
That's what I said.
Yeah, no, it was a good attempt from Tony. Obviously, he's done his homework. Fulham done it to Ramsdale. Was it Ramsdale he's done it to? Or was it Real? But yeah, Fulham's Real played Madrid. But yeah, and obviously that Sporting Santos, was it? No, what am I saying? Sporting Santos, Sporting Club Portugal. They did it to Ramsdale as well. So he's done his homework. But yeah, it was a good save from Ramsdale, and he also made another really good save
from a corner, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, man, now that we won the game, you get what I mean? You can look back and you're looking at that performance, and that was a really good second half from Ramsdale, man. Like, he could have fallen apart.
Yeah, shows character.
Yeah, so I feel like he does deserve to, like, it was funny because you're looking at all the post match pictures and you're seeing how Ramsdale celebrated the
that guy. That guy makes you sick, bro.
Yeah, and you're just looking at thinking, this effing guy.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he done his part. He played his part in that game, man. Yeah. He played his part, man. So
you're saying he played his part. Does he understand now that his part is
I think
on the bench
was a lie? Because remember, Arteta said, I have 2 number ones.
Oh yeah.
I think what is owed to Arteta is a massive apology, to be honest, because a lot of people that felt Arteta is tinkering for no reason and brought in Raya for no reason, what have you not. You can now probably see what he was thinking and why.
That wasn't what happened.
That wasn't what happened. No. You might be thinking about this table, because I know that were quite. We understood around this table.
Yeah, okay.
But in the fan base and generally, there was a lot of, and even the media was making a lot of fuss about
the media, rightfully so, because remember he said, I have 2 number ones, and we all know that doesn't work. I think that's the only thing we said here. But in terms of bringing Raya in to replace Ramsdale, I think around here, obviously you said around here we thought that was a good move, innit? But yeah, it was just the handling that was critiqued.
But even in the handling, like, what do you want him to come around and say? Condemn his keeper? Like, he loves Ramsdale.
He didn't have to say anything.
It's just coming out and saying, I've got 2 number ones, and the same way I changed players, attackers or midfielders, I want to do that on my goalkeeper. But everyone knew he was not going to do that.
Yeah, he created a story that basically wouldn't have lasted as long as it probably did.
Maybe he wants to do that, but because he says he wishes that the game was at a place where he could do that.
But you know what? You know what would have been if he wanted to do that, what he should have done last week when Arsenal were winning 6-0 is bring on your goalkeeper, knowing that he had to play against Brentford. That's when he should have done it.
He could have done it,
you should have done that, bro, because you don't want your keeper coming in cold and doing those mistakes.
True.
But then, as the game went on, very tight. Then Arsenal's latest clutch player, Kai Havertz, scores again. Is that the song goes?
No, it's
sing it for us.
Well, yeah.
That thingy tune.
60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he scored the winner.
Yeah.
And then
was that Ben White assist again?
Yeah, 2 assists.
Yeah. Mad.
So
Ben White shit.
So
I'm joking.
So let's imagine there was a scenario where Havertz sort of falls off a bit. Are you going to change your mind in how you see him now, or are you basing it on him? You think he's a player now, or you feel like, it's just temporary?
I think Kai Havertz has probably equaled his best ever season in a Chelsea shirt already, like in terms of his output. I think he's already surpassed his best ever season for Chelsea in terms of his function and his utility in an Arsenal shirt. I think at this point now, unless he drastically falls off or he does things where he's costing us games, that it'd be very harsh to kind of double back on him now. Like, the guy is, he took a bit of a while to set. He didn't hit the ground running in comparison to your Declan Rice, and obviously I think that counted against him in a lot of people's minds and mine as well. For the money that you spend on a Kai Havertz and for the pedigree that you believe that you're buying when you get a Kai Havertz with the experience, you would have hoped that he was impacting games sooner. But maybe where there was the people that were giving him a lot of credit for his off the ball contributions back then, and people like myself was that's not enough. You don't spend 60 to 65 million on that. You need to see both ends of the spectrum. Now that he is doing both ends, you're seeing off the ball, you're also seeing his offensive qualities. I think it'd be very, very harsh for anybody to go back on it, man. Kai Havertz he's delivered, man. He's delivered. I personally think it's undeniable. There's even some people still in the Arsenal fan base, because I talked to a lot of them in the week, that believe that he hasn't justified his signing just yet. But I think that's crazy. I think that's just people trying to be stubborn, man. But,
quick fact check. He's matched his best tally at Chelsea with 2 more games to go. So he got this tally at Chelsea with 29 games.
Yeah.
He's done it in 27 games.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I remember even when I was talking to LT, I said that, yeah, like he's a couple, couple games, like he's a couple goals or assists away from matching his best tally. So I did
8 goals and 3 assists. Yeah, and that's what he's got now. So
yeah, and then
if he goes the next 2 games without anything, then technically he's gone over.
Well, we remember we've also, is that including Europe as well?
No, that's just Prem.
Strictly Prem.
Yeah.
Because in Champions League he's got some goals as well. Okay. Yeah, what have you not? So no, I mean the guy, to me, he's been a very good signing, and I think again Arteta is owed an apology, because even from me, there was times when I was thinking to myself, bro, like, you've had the opportunity here to push this team forward. If you don't get this right, then you completely effed up. And although I wasn't condemning him, but I was just giving him stern warnings. I think I owe him an apology, because that shows that there was an element of doubt that this guy knows what he's doing. And Arteta is.
Is it Arteta or Edu? Like who gets the most?
Yeah, I guess it's both of them. But I think Arteta's been a fan of Havertz for a while, so I think to be honest, and we sewed that deal up so soon as well. You could see that. Yeah, obviously we were fans, and I think Kai Havertz might be one of the highest paid players in the team as well, if not the highest paid player. So there's a lot of pressure and expectation that comes on that, and there's a lot of criticism that can come back if it doesn't work out. So just for the fact it is working out, I think you've got to be as loud in your praise as you were in your criticism. So
yeah, no, he's definitely done his thing this season. I think if people like are still adamant or consistent with the fact that he's not been a good signing this season, like, that's a stubbornness, because he's doing his thing.
Quick one, are you one of those people that? Sorry, this is Travis. Are you one of those people that say I apologize rather than saying sorry? Or somebody's owed an apology rather than actually saying sorry? Because you said he's owed an apology from you even, but you haven't said sorry to him.
Have you said sorry?
I'm not sorry.
No, but you need to be sorry.
I'm not sorry at all, because I don't care about Kai Havertz.
You need to be sorry about the way you were talking about my club.
Your club shit, bro. And you're celebrating being top of the table for 1 week.
You know,
are you capable of saying sorry? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Are you capable of saying sorry, or do you say I apologize and then you rub your girlfriend's back?
You owe my club an apology, even for how you just spoke.
I don't care about your club. Are you capable of saying sorry to your manager?
You should care about my club, because my club's next up.
I think that answers my question.
Because you wanted to do battle, so let's do battle.
What you shooting at me for, bro? Yeah. I'm your friend, bro. I like Arsenal,
just relax, man. Relax.
On Kai Havertz, when people say obviously 65 million is a lot, because obviously we're watching the game again for Newcastle now, and Newcastle, they've signed a left back from Chelsea. I think he's called Hall.
Yeah, Lewis Hall. Yeah, was it 30 million? I think
30 million.
Yeah,
and that's someone. Yeah, whether he's dope or not, but he before Newcastle signed him, I think he only played 1 or 2 games in the Prem. And that's 30 million.
No, he played a couple games, and he played against Liverpool as well.
But 30 million. Okay, let's say he played 5 games. 30 million for that. And Kai Havertz, who's a German international, who experienced in the Prem,
but didn't have the greatest reputation.
But it doesn't matter. But he's only 35 million more than an academy player that's just broke into the first team.
I think the difference as well is that Newcastle wanted to buy Lewis Hall from Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea wanted to sell him. Whereas Kai Havertz was on his way out of Chelsea, and Chelsea were trying to offload Havertz.
But Chelsea did it to United for Mount.
For
the value that was for the amount that he was bought for. When you look at it in the context of an academy player for 30 million, that's no, I can't argue with that logic, to be fair. Yeah, and obviously
stinks though.
Second assist by Ben White. I think who we mentioned in the group, or he's probably one of Arsenal's most consistent player, but he probably doesn't get as much of the plaudits as like the other guys, the Saka, the two centre backs. But what's your take on Ben White?
Well, I think Ben White, like you said, man, I think you led up to it perfectly, but it perfectly describes him, man. He doesn't get the kudos that he deserves. He's massively underrated. He can underlap, he can overlap, he can play centre back if you need him to. He can invert if you need him to. He can do wing play if you need him to. Like, because of him, we're not missing Zinni at the moment because Kiwior can play, and we don't need Kiwior to invert or play any cute football now because we've got Ben White that can do it, and Kiwior can just focus on defending. Ben White is just, like he seems to be like a very integral component to the way we're playing and how formidable we are, man. And I just also want to just take this opportunity to just say, like, it's actually incredible what Arsenal have done. Like, we were 5 points behind Liverpool, like, when both teams had played 20 games. You know what I mean? And 7 games or 8 games later now, we're now joint on points with them. I think we scored 7 goals more than them, where prior we had 7 goals less than them. So it's actually amazing, like, what's happened. Like, for Joey that used to talk about bottling and how Arsenal's bottled and all this 5
Have you won?
stuff.
Why are you talking about bottling? You ain't won nothing. What's going on there, bro?
What have you done then?
So, I'm not talking about anything, bro.
First off, I'm talking, so I don't know why you keep
my fault.
You were talking a lot about Arsenal obviously being bottlers, and like you just said, we haven't won anything. You haven't won anything yet, neither.
No, they have won.
The season's not.
They've won a cup, bro.
We're talking about the Premier League.
I know, but you said they haven't won anything.
You don't talk about bottlers until the season's over, bro.
About the Premier League.
I only talked about you lot bottling when it was over. Yeah. You see, you're doing premature ejaculation, bro. I'm not your girl. You don't need to do that around here, bro.
But I've told you that I've told you we're going to win this league, bro. And so
you also told me we're going to win this league.
Yeah, I said your
you
champions
also said Man City are going to win this league, bro.
I said
stop being childish, man.
I said your champions elect, but at the end of the day, bro,
I've got it on wax where you said that Liverpool are going to win the league, bro.
You're throwing it away, bro. You're throwing it away because you can't even handle the pressure when there's only when there's 20 games left. How are you going to handle the pressure now? We've proven we can, because we had to play you guys. We had to play you guys, and we beat you, and there was everything on the table for us to lose. So people are, can Arsenal handle the pressure, this and that? But we've proven we can handle the pressure.
Bro, why are you celebrating now? Why are you celebrating now? This is what you're supposed to be saying at the end of the season.
And also, technically, the pressure is on now while you're on top of the table, not when you're chasing the pack.
What's going on here, bro?
And I'm backing Arsenal, not to win the league, but I'm like, credit to you. You lot are doing your thing. You're making it hard.
I'm just saying, like, all this pressure talk, like, it's going to be a bit tired, because it's like we've had that. We were top of the table around Boxing Day,
and then you bottled it.
We fell off of it, but it was a great time to fall off of it, because it was a great time. It was a great time because it was. Because even
sorry, Della, your thing on Ben White, bro. I think Ben White, I think he's good, but I think he's one of those players that you're not going to get less than a 7 or 6.5, but you're not going to get above 8 or 8.5. So
you get on a good day, yeah.
I don't. It's very rare, but you're going to get consistently good. Yeah, a very, very good player, and so that's why I think it's kind of like how James Milner was.
No,
like,
it's not.
Let me finish.
because it's rude for you to
let me finish. James Milner was consistent from.
It's rude, bro.
James
Milner, who was 45 years old.
I would have stopped him as well.
Oh no! Let me finish my point, bro. James Milner has never like he's never delivered like above a 7.5.
Some games he must have.
No.
Really?
Barely, bro. Like, and I'm not saying he's incapable of doing it, but in terms of Mr. Consistency, when you see James Milner in the team sheet, you know you're going to get a 6.5 in between a 7.5. With Ben White, you know you're going to get like a between a 7 and an 8.5. So he's definitely better than James Milner from what I've seen, especially considering that he's not a right back, bro. Yeah, he started off as a centre back, and I thought he was sick at Brighton as a centre back and Leeds as well. So
he's exceeded 8.5. I don't even think about it. He caught a couple goals.
No, I'm not saying he's incapable. I'm saying like when you see him in the team sheet, you do not expect him.
Just don't compare him to Milner.
But you get what I'm saying.
The point is that if you see Ben White, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a solid, consistent performance.
So I don't believe that. I don't believe that he's underrated in that sense. I feel like I think he's correctly rated.
You just proved he's underrated because you tried to compare him to James Milner, who you shifted off to Brighton or wherever he's playing now.
I didn't compare him to James Milner. I compared his consistency to James Milner.
I felt he was comparing him.
Bro, your mum. Your mum, yeah. She's a very nice lady, but she would not approve. She would not approve of your behaviour today, bro.
I played this podcast to her.
Don't cut that bit out. She would not approve of your behaviour today, bro.
No, I felt he was saying James Milner as a footballer. Or we just talking about him as a right back.
No. The concept of somebody delivering consistency over and over and over again. That's my point.
Yeah. Let's quickly touch on. Obviously, Arsenal have Porto in the Champions League tomorrow. Actually,
yeah.
What changes do you expect Arteta to make? If any?
I think he might. I expect Trossard to still start, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Gabby Jesus put in there, maybe on the left, and maybe with Kai leading the line. Because I think that magic that Jesus gives you in the Champions League, and even when he came on for Brentford as well, you could see. He influenced us in a positive way, and you could see what he could bring, because that Brentford game, in many respects, kind of emulated how I expect Porto to play. To be fair, and we've kind of got to get an early goal. And if we can't get a clean sheet, then we've got to score 3 of them. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, it's a massive.
Is this going to show your true character?
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm only saying that because you're behind at the moment.
I don't know if I say it will show our true character, because we've been showing our character throughout the season, but I think this is just another. It's just another test to just
test. Yeah,
it's another test to kind of show if we are of.
If you've got to that level,
if we're at that elite level now, because
cut from the cloth. Yeah,
because ultimately this is a massive. Like, we want to win the Champions League, we want to win the Premier League, but no one's going to be talking about us in those conversations. No one. But we've got to force people to consider us in those conversations.
That's not true. Your third favourite, joint third with Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but the bookies and stuff like that will do that. But I'm talking about, amongst football conversations, no one's really going to be talking about Arsenal winning the Champions League, yet we don't deserve that respect.
I don't think,
and you're going to start trying to do this devil advocate.
No. I don't think you should be beating. You shouldn't be beating Man City and Real Madrid.
Yeah,
but everybody else, I think you should be beating. That's my opinion.
But then some people would argue that we shouldn't be beating Bayern Munich.
No, I think you should, but personally, because Leverkusen are beating them, and then people think that
Leverkusen, but not Bayern Munich. But I think Bayern Munich would have, because they beat you a lot in it.
No, I'm not under too sure.
But it's not under too sure.
Bayern Munich.
This is kind of what I'm saying. That it's this kind of test that it's not even just for those that are looking at us that are outside, but even just outwards, we need to show ourselves that we are built for this stage.
You'll beat Porter. Particularly because away goes on even in a thing anymore.
You would hope so. I mean, if you look at like former omens and stuff like that, when it's gone this way, Porto will either beat us or get a draw against us in the first leg, and we tend to blitz them in the home leg. But
you lot are a different animal, man. I think this. I don't think this is a test, but I think it's an opportunity to announce yourself on the European stage.
Yeah, I make you right there, man. I make you right there. And
who do you face if you go through? Is there another draw?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what's that? Then we're like quarters, semis, and then finals. So yeah, man, that's when you can start getting excited. I think I felt like this month was a very, very big. Obviously, the Chelsea game has been rescheduled because they progressed into in the FA Cup, but it's still a very important month. Like, you know what I mean? It was like this month we're going to establish ourselves in this title race as either going up towards being favourites again, or and staying in the Champions League. I think it's a very, very big month, man. And I think after tomorrow we get the job done. A nice 2.5 weeks rest, and then it's almost like we play a whole new league again. It's like a 10-game league. I'm going to try to. I haven't booked. So
Manchester?
No, the Porto.
Oh. Yeah. to the United fans, obviously we just spoke about City.
We're kind of running out of time.
Yeah, honestly, we ain't got to spend a lot of time on us.
No, I was going to say that.
Seriously, that.
Obviously, we just spoke about the top three, essentially Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Who would your money be on if you was a gambler to win it?
Do you know what? It could go either way at this point. It genuinely could go either way. At the beginning of the season, I was saying with chest that Arsenal won't win the league, but at this moment, my chest has definitely been
some bass you in your chest, bro.
The bass has been, the treble has been reduced still. But no, I think I would give it. I'll say Man City just because of Haaland. I think there is a difference in KDB's
I'm going to give it
well.
to Liverpool just because it's Klopp's last season. And I think
Liverpool's performed the worst out of the title challenges. They've won none of their games. Out of Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, like that round robin. I think they've won none of the games.
If it weren't for the injuries, I'd say it would be Liverpool. But the injuries, I think.
I'm just saying Arsenal's performed the best out of them. We performed against the top six.
Definitely.
And in the title challenges, we performed the best. And every metric, we're top.
Arsenal,
the last game against Man City will be the decider.
Scored the least goals. I'm just saying.
I ain't fighting you, boy. I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying.
No, but it is logicking because Arsenal have been proven that.
But then
historically,
Arsenal.
Wait, he said that. He said that himself. That Arteta can't get over the line. That's what you keep on saying.
Yeah, and we're going to see.
I think you owe an apology. You have to say sorry.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Honestly,
it's too late. They laughed, man. It's written in stone.
When he gets over the line, I'll be.
But weren't you doing all these things though last season, Strives?
No, it was different.
We weren't doing all these things last season. Still,
you weren't.
Yeah, check the facts, bro.
Yeah,
he took it when Arsenal was Strive because he was doing the exact same thing.
I was not doing the exact same thing last season. So you just don't do that.
Yeah, this season Arsenal have gotten through a lot more adversity.
Yeah, I think so.
Adversity.
Adversity.
Jesus Christ, that's an anniversary, bro. This season they're definitely getting better. It's improving, man.
Cool.
Scary hours. Yeah.
Sticking with the United fans, let's come to your game against Everton. And before we go into the game, this is
you just got questions in me, bro.
A message from
I've got much to say on these boys.
This is what Sean Dyche said. This is after the game. Said, with all due respect to the squad I've had, I've never been here and had that many chances, opportunities. Very frustrating. We couldn't take our chances. So obviously you guys won 2-0. Obviously you guys won 2-0. But it still comes back to the same question, performance-wise. How are you guys doing performance-wise? Because even before your first penalty, Everton was on top. Mm-hmm. Then you guys scored, Everton was still on top. You guys got another penalty, and the game was technically killed off. So, what's your...
We're not seeing anything we haven't seen for the past 2 seasons. I mean, we managed to play shit, concede an abundance of chances. Like the opposition, it seems they face Man United and all of a sudden they're playing the best football of their lives. Like we're incapable of stringing passes together. Like there's no consistency. Yeah, there's no consistency in our football. But yeah, man, it's not anything like we haven't seen.
Yeah,
and we end up winning. So
that's true.
And yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a happy camp, to be honest. Because with the players, like you can't be even though you're winning, you can't be coming off the pitch and then going, Jesus, guys, like this, like we won 2-0, but in the back of their minds, they're thinking we played doo-doo and we was like, you know,
as a contributor, but you can't be saying that because I feel like there's consistencies as to why we play this way. Like there's a lot of,
as in the players or the manager.
Yeah, it's got to be it's players, man. Yeah, it's the players. Like when you look through the squad, like there's a lot of consistent faces that you see within in our squad that have been through these, like gone through these like rotations of, like we've seen them do this.
Ruts.
Like McTominay's managed to get himself in the first team again. Like understand that he's been scoring goals, so credit to him, but like he shouldn't be playing. Like Lindelof is at left back, another player that's been at the club for time. Dusty. Like Rashford, he got another
penalty.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on Bruno giving him the penalty?
I understand doing it the first time. The second time, bruv, no, you're a bum. That's the second time. That's the second time I've done it for Rashford.
Joe, what's your thoughts?
I don't believe in charity, no.
Yeah, you can't.
But why did he even do charity that time? Like Rashford didn't need it. He just scored that scorcher the week before, no?
I
guess it's already low on confidence.
Yeah,
do you know? I think Bruno nearly missed that penalty though.
No.
Did he not?
No, he went the right way, but
it was solid in the corner.
Maybe he wasn't sure about where he's going to go the next one, so he just gave it to Rashford.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I do think it's a confidence thing. Just giving it to him and also so the press is off his back. But for me, it's just like I understand the first one. You've done it once, like doing it twice, bruv. Like so. I would have said, nah, man, take that, man.
Sorry, quick one.
Right, if he was Rashford?
Yeah, but like, take your penalty, bro. You're all right.
You said McTominay shouldn't be in the team. Why should he not though? If he's like outperforming the other guys who are apparently better than him?
Not as a starter. No, not as a starter in midfield. Like
no, but if he is outperforming the players who are technically better than him.
He's outperforming because he's scoring goals in the last minute, and the reason he's scoring goals is because like when he comes on the pitch to score those goals, like he's not given a responsibility of like, get in midfield, we need to control this game. He's been told, get on this pitch because we need to get a goal, and I think that's the best you see of McTominay. He's a decent like.
Oh, and you're saying you can't start the game?
You can't start the game with him.
Yeah, but then ETH should know that though. So why is he starting him then?
But who else would he play instead? Amrabat.
Who else?
Yeah, but if you want to control the game,
Amrabat can't control the game.
No, but if you want to control the game and you know that McTominay is tasked with getting into the box and getting goals, it wouldn't make sense bringing on McTominay. It would make more sense bringing on Amrabat. Or isn't Eriksen back fit, or is he injured again?
Yeah, I think you're the same with. They all have their weaknesses. I think Eriksen doesn't really get about the pitch too much.
No, he doesn't.
But he establishes more control than McTominay.
I don't think so anymore. You know, no, I don't think so. Every single time I've seen Eriksen this season, he hasn't looked like, oh, okay, this is the guy that was batting up in Brentford. Like he's looked a bit.
Essentially,
needy.
I don't think you can have a midfield with Eriksen and Casemiro.
That as well.
So then it should be McTominay starting. Then.
No, exactly. That's that's the problem.
I think the matter of the fact is that we're having to. I think what Molly Marshall said, we're resulting to this.
Okay,
if that makes sense, it's like he's kind of looking, going. Yeah, I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to throw McTominay because he kind of seems to be delivering kind of for me, even though he's delivering in the wrong kind of part of his game because he's scoring the goals when he's basically getting ETH out of a big hole.
Sorry, so if we follow that logic of McTominay shouldn't be playing, but he's there because obviously circumstances, and Amrabat is a signing from ETH. Yeah, he's not playing. He's
a loan signing,
but he's a fit player and he's not playing. So then, what responsibility do we apportion to ETH for signing this guy?
No, I agree.
On loan, who played left back better than he plays in the midfield?
Because Amrabat's from Fiorentina, right?
Yeah.
And basically, I think they've come out and said that they're worried now because they feel
his value's gone down.
Yeah, his value's gone down.
100% has gone down.
Yeah, because obviously he's not playing, and when he does play, he seems to just be cack.
So how much percentage should we be blaming ETH? Because you said the players. You said the players, MJ, but I feel like
what for not playing Amrabat?
No, for the way that Man United are playing, because you brought Amrabat to the team, and yeah, you got injuries, but like as you mentioned, everybody's got injuries. Then you're saying McTominay shouldn't be playing, but you got Amrabat and he's on the bench. Eriksen's
remember McTominay was on the transfer list as well. You know, like
no. I get that, but you got the player that you wanted. So
the loan player that was
that
available.
You wanted. Fair play. You signed him on loan because of fair play. You lot would have paid full money for him if it wasn't a fair play.
He was 15 to 20 million.
Yeah, and you lot didn't have that money, remember?
You
remember you spent your money on...
Exactly. So what's your point?
So I'm saying you got the guy...
We got him through circumstance.
No. You got the guy you identified, and he said, I don't want to go to anyone else but Man United, and he's here.
Of the available options, we got him on loan, so we paid little to no money. Of the players that were available, I don't know who was available, actually, but Amrabat was someone we was linked with for time, so I guess that's someone that would fit into the budget that we had. Like, he's not good enough. Ideally, we want to get a decent.
ETH signed him. He identified him as a sign him. He signed him, and he's come to the club. And now you're saying that he shouldn't be on the pitch. So I don't understand how we're blaming the players, or when we're having the discussions. We're not putting enough. For me, we're not putting enough responsibility on ETH.
No, I agree. They see coming down to ETH because we all know that his line's going to be on the chopping board come the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I think even he knows that. Yeah. So
how are you going to build though with all these like loan players though? Like, because you know, like if he had bought these players permanently, you might be like, okay, with some.
But what players are loan? It's only Amrabat, right?
No, the plan was to have him on loan because of fair play.
Regular,
but that was because your left back situation.
Luke Shaw injury.
And now they're backing a left back scenario. You know what I mean?
But he said the fitness team let him down because they said everyone will be back in January.
Yeah.
So that's why they didn't need Regulon.
How's your fitness team letting you down like that?
We signed someone from Arsenal. We signed someone from Arsenal, innit?
Yeah,
It is. Sabotage.
I forgot about that.
Arteta's a nasty piece of work, bro. I know also United fans are celebrating those. They're robbed
But
you as well.
I think the thing with Reguilon as well wasn't even. I think he probably would have kept him, but I think Reguilon has. I think he told ETH, "I got to be playing," and then he's like, "Well,
Didn't he say he was crying in the changing room or something?
He would have kept him, but the fitness team legit said that we would have 2 fit left backs here. So why would you keep Reguilon? So we release him.
So obviously that win kept you in 6. So I think you're 6 points behind 5th and 8 points behind 4th place. Do you guys still what's your confidence level in thinking you'll get 5th or
I think
4th?
top 5. I think just
top 5.
We'll get top 4. We'll get top 5. But
over Villa and Spurs.
I think we can catch Spurs.
I think we can catch as well.
You think so? I think Spurs are. I think they're 2 points behind 4th with a game in hand.
I do think we'll catch Spurs. Genuinely, I
think if you catch Spurs, then you'll be 4th.
No,
5th. Spurs are in 5th.
Spurs are in 5th. Isn't it?
And what I'm saying, but they're 2 points behind Villa.
So the Spurs are looking to go.
And they got a game in hand as well.
And they got a game in hand.
We'll catch Spurs.
Spurs are looking to go 4th.
Yeah,
I know.
So okay, so you think
I think Villa will get 4th, and
you get 5th.
We'll get 5th.
I think 5 places is Champions League potentially.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get in Champions League.
Apparently that's not right either. Apparently,
but at the moment, there's 8 points separating you and Villa, 6 points separating you and Spurs have got the game in hand.
No, it's not 6. Is it?
I swear, man, I've done the maths.
Did you? Yeah. My bad.
Yeah.
So
it's not 6, is it?
You're 6 behind.
It is 6.
My bad.
You're 6 behind 5th. Yeah, Spurs, and 8 behind Villa.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5 behind. So okay, interesting.
No, again, if you're right,
I think we'll get 5th.
If you're gonna catch Spurs, that means you believe you're gonna get 4th, because I think Spurs are looking to take 4th.
No, I think 4th might be a little. Remember, there's only 10 games left to play in it. I think 4th might be a little bit too far, and we're hopeful that so many things are going to go in our favour.
You got to beat Liverpool. You got to beat Arsenal.
Yeah,
and you played City twice, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll get 5th, and we'll magically get in the Champions League because other teams have done what they need to do, and it's going to be a very cowardly way to get into it. I'm not going to accept it.
And I think because if we win Europa League, they're going to have to. That's probably where the space is going to come.
Yeah, but right now I think the 5th place or the 5th place goes to a German team. But if Liverpool win the Europa, who's in Villa win conference,
have to go to semi-finals in the Champions League.
I think it's all a cumulative point.
Yeah,
so depending on how far everyone gets in their respective competitions.
United shouldn't, based on this season, United don't deserve to be in the Champions League season.
That sounds very familiar. Like I've heard that before. Like
for me,
like it happened in the last season or something like that. Or
I might have said that. I might have said that.
Season, I feel like you were looking forward to this season.
No, I remember
last season. I thought we had a good season last season.
No, I remember last season. It went to the last 2 games for Liverpool, Newcastle, and thingy for Champions League. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. It sounds like something I've said before, and this season is pretty consistent. I don't think we deserve based on this season, but I think it will be good if we get in for looking forward to next season.
United need to roll on the summer, man. Like chop things up, 8 players out, just sort out their business. Let Jim sort it out, man.
Sorry, who's that new guy you got from Barcelona?
But you ask this question every week.
Yeah, I never remember his name, man. But that guy, he's saying that they want to move players on.
Man City guy.
Yeah, I don't know why does he believe that he's going to be able to do that? Because some of these players
let them go for free.
Why would he not?
Because you lot have been trying to get rid of players for ages.
But this guy, he's 30, bro.
It doesn't matter.
How are you 30, bro? Like your certification doesn't matter unless you pay compensation to the player.
What I would say is under John Murtaugh and the other guys, it was evident that the relationships in football that they had weren't the greatest compared to historically how Man United have operated in the market, and how you see the Liverpools and the Chelseas in closing deals. Like it's
relationships
evident, and the relationships are everything in football. And this City guy, he seems to be
he
on
knows
job. And the Dan is Ashworth.
Dan Ashworth.
He's meant to be a guy.
But you think they're going to find buying clubs that are going to be willing to pay salaries?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think that's going to be hard because the buying clubs need to have the money.
Yeah,
and if they're Premiership players, they got the wage wages to go with it. So it's unlikely that they're going to go to another Premiership club potentially. And if they don't go to the Prem, they'll be too expensive for other clubs in other countries.
We saw that with Harry Maguire and West Ham. They didn't fell through because the salary was too high.
What Ratcliffe has said is that United have. This is not the exact quote, but I'm pretty sure he said United over the years they've kept onto assets that they should have sold, and they've kept them on because they didn't want to make a loss. But sometimes. You can definitely cut your losses. So they're going to do what Arsenal did, which is just let them go for free. Exactly.
So that's the only way. I get that guy can be good in terms of bringing players in, but there's no guarantee that players will go unless there's a buying market for those players.
Yeah, we'll get rid of them. I don't think we're going to get much for the guys that are going to go there.
No,
if anything. But additionally, I don't think that's what we need anyway. I don't think we need these funds. We just need to get this.
But
you because you're fair play, you kind of do need the funds as well. And I think again the issue is that it's the salary that goes with these guys as well. How are you going to offload these guys unless you pay them compensation, which is something I think they should have done for Maguire.
I was going to say maybe they're going to do that.
But they didn't want to. I think they should have paid 10 million to Maguire to leave, bro. Like if you want to get rid of I'm saying, but if you want to get rid of them, like if you want to get rid of Phil Jones, for example, who's probably coaching now at the club. Pay him money to leave, bro. Like, because there's no.
Or just negotiate something.
The problem is, you would have said like, sell obviously Maguire, yeah. But we've had so many injuries that he's had to play, bruv. And if he probably wasn't even there, I don't know what.
No, that's but you can't have that mentality in it. You want to get rid, or you want to have them.
I know that, but I'm saying for this season, it would have probably been. I don't know who we would have played back there.
No, bro, you got a new centre back for the academy that played the other day.
No, the academy guys.
You blood those guys in, and then if those guys are rubbish, you move them on because they're easy to move on.
And also these players like Maguire, they take up space essentially as well. So if we got rid of him, we would have
and wages.
We would have found someone to replace him. And I think we were linked with a couple of guys. The guy from Nice.
Oh yeah,
is it Todibo?
Yeah, Todibo or something like that.
I think Eric Ten Hag is a victim of his own success in some respects, because I think before he got that third place finish and that trophy, genuinely, I think this because I think before that talk, I think a lot of us probably would have subscribed to the whole, I just need to destroy. They're going to be crap for a little while. There's going to be a few 6th, 7th and 8th place finishes for 2-3 years before they get it all together and then make that charge to the top, like how similar to what Arsenal have done. But where Eric Ten Hag got what he did what he did in his first season. That's why I feel like there's so much.
The thing is as well, people said that when he came as well. They me myself included, I'm saying that it's going to be a up and down. It's obviously not going to be something that's going to happen overnight.
And now
obviously,
to
your point, obviously last season happened, and it's like, you forget that you've said this because it seems like a longer time.
You said there's going to be loads of like 4-0s and consistency. But sorry, just to add to what Strives, I do back your point a bit because it was the signing of Cristiano Ronaldo, I think, really scuppered.
But that was Oli.
Was it Oli?
Yeah, it was Oli.
He said it as well. He said it as well. To be fair,
it wasn't
Oli. It was Oli that brought
him.
Because when he came, Greenwood was supposed to be playing games, and then Ronaldo came in.
No, yeah,
and
Ronaldo
then Greenwood couldn't get any.
Okay. Same season as Sancho. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think if we put into context, like in terms of, I understand that ETH has had to tinker a lot this season, but I'm not really like buying into it because. If we need to compare buying into like, because he uses this thing all the time now where he says, I've not really had the players that I want, like my first team. But then you just got to look at someone like Liverpool that, again, they've lost their players. They're bringing in youth or they're bringing in other players that just need to step up to the mark and they're performing. And
how long has Klopp been at Liverpool?
But no,
it's a valid point.
It's a valid point.
You need to see...
You need to see something.
Yeah, exactly.
But why it's valid? Because there's been time for the system to cascade down to the academies.
But as you said, the keyword there is system.
For
2 seasons, what system does Man United have that you can say? Yeah. And as I've said in the group many times.
But sorry, so just to his point, the point you're making is that he hasn't had the players. He's obviously brought in the guys like Anthony, but he's brought in
but again, same to that point, and the same thing. My rebuttal to that is, De Zerbi has never really had his players, but you can see his style. and just not really had his players. You can see his style.
Yeah.
Look what they're about.
Luton manager.
Look, have you seen Brighton lately?
No, but Brighton don't have the squad, and they're in 2 competitions.
Yeah, Brighton are being punished because they're in Europe. And then they lost Caicedo and McAllister as well. Bro.
Yeah, but let me land this point. Let me land this point. The difference is, like, you can obviously he hasn't had his players, but this is the manager that's managing for
10 years.
A decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in 2 seasons you should see something.
Yeah,
and as United fans, can you say you've seen anything?
Nah, you
still play expensive, still easy to. And
I can't.
Bringing in players.
And let's have it right. You got top players in your squad as well.
Yeah.
Could it be argued that De Zerbi overachieved?
Whether he ever achieves or not, he's still shown that he's a good manager.
I know he's still showing that style of play
and identity, and even we saw it with Graham Potter as well at Brighton as well.
We don't get that with ETA. We don't have a style of play.
With 10, I can see both sides of the coin. I can understand the argument that we don't see a style of football under his tenure, but at the same breath, the other side of the coin is he genuinely hasn't got the players to do it.
Yeah, but let me give you an example.
He genuinely hasn't.
That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Look, bruv, Lindelof, McTominay.
Well, hang on.
Okay, we've got a lot of guys that have been in the club that Man United haven't shifted for whatever reason.
Okay, but you said Lindelof and McTominay.
Yeah.
But then you
Rashford.
and then you compare them to and Rashford. Now compare that to a Brighton player.
Webster. Lindelof is not better or worse than Webster.
Yeah.
Their recruitment's been great.
No.
This is why their staff is getting poached.
You mentioned 3 players. You mentioned 3 players, and I said those 3 same players compared to a Brighton team.
Well, you said Lindelof. You said Lindelof, innit? So we can take any of the Brighton centre backs under Graham Potter.
You said Rashford. We could say Welbeck.
Both better. Welbeck's better.
No, I think he is of a hater.
But essentially, I feel like what some people do, they've given him
a grace.
Bro,
that's not the
and me personally,
I'm not giving him grace, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm saying I understand both sides of the coin here. Like I was thinking about over the weekend, and I actually broke down the team. I was looking at the guys on the pitch, and I was like, I've seen this football under so many great managers. Like Jose Mourinho was what's that?
Sorry.
No.
Oh, let me ask you a point. Do you think De Zerbi will go to Man United and be saying, "I don't have the players I need to play my system"?
Yes, because he's
hang on. Let me finish.
But he'll still see his imprint on the team.
I'm saying, do you think he will go in there and say, "I don't have the players I need to play my football"? Because he never said that when he went to Brighton.
I may have a player to do it well.
I think if De Zerbi went to Man United at the same time 10 went to Man United, I think De Zerbi would still have issues with the club because I think from top to bottom we're trash. We've got players in the team that the club do not want to offload. So De Zerbi would have had to deal with the same brothers. It would have been similar.
You know what De Zerbi would have done? The same thing that he done. No. The same thing that he done with Trossard. Okay, cool. Stay on the bench. I'll bring in youth players.
Yeah.
That's what
he's doing now.
ETH is trying that, to be fair.
But he's not doing well.
Yeah, because he's not a good manager, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's not a good manager,
if I'm paying you millions, coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Just coach, bro.
Listen, I want him to have another season anyway. At this point, just so I can say,
you're writing off all of the things he's done before.
No.
Which part of me is written off anything?
Because all right, well maybe Joey is. Someone just said he's not a good manager.
I don't think he's good enough to be where he is right now because, like Della said, we're seeing managers with less resources, and if we go player for player, less players.
Agreed.
And they're showing something because they have a philosophy.
Look at Wolves.
It's not about where they are in the league. It's about
Gary O'Neill.
Bro, Gary O'Neill, for example, he done it with Bournemouth. He was at Bournemouth for a couple games with Bournemouth, and then we saw Bournemouth playing
for Europe.
They're ninth. So they're below Man United. Yeah.
Okay. So should we match the value of the team? Can you compare Wolves squad with Man United squad? Are you serious?
In terms of value and stuff,
so how do you compare the position?
I get what you're saying, but ultimately,
Marley, stop opening your hands like that, bro. Stop opening your hands like that, bro. Yeah, but why are they below you?
Who almost got relegated?
I know what you're.
Why are they below you, bro? Do you think they're below you because of the manager or because of the value of the club?
No, but we're saying that their squads are almost equivalent. Like they're shit. Like
the value of the club. I've just told you the players that we've got, and
no.
Regardless of what we spent,
do you think Man United squad's good?
No, I don't.
They're good enough to be doing better than what they're doing.
100%.
Do you?
100%. Man United squad is better than.
I'm not sure.
100%.
Where should we be?
100%.
You should be closer
to the top of the table.
Joey, man, you're quiet at the moment.
We're pretty close.
We even had a conversation at this table, where we were comparing the Brighton and United squad. We were almost saying that they were on
No,
par.
but why would we be doing that, bro? Because Brighton were outperforming their value, bro. And Man United are underperforming. That's why it's bringing parity, bro. But it's not parity because the players are
outperforming and underperforming. What have you not? Because that's what we assume should be happening. But now that we've seen 2 seasons of
wait. Why do we assume that?
You said so now you've seen 2 seasons. So why do you want to see a 3rd season?
No, when I say now that we've seen 2 seasons, what I'm trying to say, my point was that maybe the squads are more alike than we gave them credit for.
No. Maybe it's the managers. Maybe it's the managers, bro.
Basically, my point is, if United haven't got a good team or a good squad, which is what I believe, then I personally believe man have been very harsh.
The same way I said about Klopp, that team against
Chelsea and Man City.
No, that team that played against Man City, bruv, I expected Man City to wipe the floor with that team. Not wipe the floor, but I thought I expected Man City. United went United went with their team to go and play City, demolished. Totally demolished. So one thing to say, the level is it's the manager.
That's naivety, though.
What's going on, bro?
That's 10. I'm not going to argue against that. My argument is you can't assume that because the value of the squad is high that the squad should be good.
No,
that's what we're saying.
but you know what? No, you know what? Hang on. No, Mark, you know what? Statistically, that's the case, bro. We know that 9 times out of 10. But it's
not because we're Chelsea 11th.
Yeah. No,
and
they're underperforming.
Exactly, bro. We're cussing them rightfully sorry, bro.
Okay, so
what? Underperforming, yes.
We're underperforming, but we're still 6. So what I'm saying is, I understand where 2 sides of the coin. 10's should have a little bit of grace because we're 6, in my opinion, because a large part of the portion is we've got. The players that ain't it, bruv.
Do you understand where Della's coming from? He's saying that you'll be higher than 6 and less of a point gap if you had a better manager. Potentially. I'm saying potentially the same.
I think they're 6 because of the manager.
You think?
No, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Wow.
I think that with the way they play, like what we've heard about their system, all the cancers in the club systematically from top to bottom, and the players not down tools in what have you not. I feel like Ten Hag has done quite well to get them where they are.
But my thing, it's
just ugly to watch.
But the football's not nice.
I don't think there'll be down tools in this, and we'd be hearing this stuff if they had a manager they wanted to play for, bro. If I'm going to be honest. And I don't think they've been able to have that as well.
Since Fergie has left here, who have they wanted to play for?
But at the end of the day,
it's like they only want to play for you for 1 season.
Oli didn't have a team that was.
Oli is a shit manager, but
no, we know that is. But bro, at least the players were going out there and trying to do a thing.
They did.
But bro, at the end of the day, the players were still as bad.
Oli finished 2nd and 3rd, and he said that was one of his greatest achievements.
Yeah, that's what James said as well.
But that's the thing.
I think it was 4th, 3rd, 2nd. In a way, maybe you guys should have kept Oli, but you made that decision not to. You got to stick with Ten Hag. Like you have to. Like I just think he deserves.
I'm interested to see it.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
We scrap him, and then who comes in? And then what
exactly.
Do you know why though? Because you've got better decision makers in the club.
That's true.
So if you sack him, the likelihood is that you're going to make a better decision than you made by making in the first place.
Next season is like, what's the point of him? You rather start now. Start rebuilding now.
I hear what you're saying, because what I've said is that, and on record as well as Julius tried to highlight in a group,
receipts, baby.
I personally think he's going to go in the summer. I think the owners are going to sack him, and I think they'll sack him again is because they're going to want to put their own guy in. They're going to want to start afresh, and I understand that. They're within every right to want to start afresh, particularly based on this season, looking at the results and thinking, oh, okay, we can. There's a reason why we can actually get rid of him.
Xavi's available.
I would take Xavi at United, to be fair.
Xavi,
yeah.
I think that would be.
I would take Xavi.
Could be. I don't know much about Xavi, to be completely honest, man.
We probably spoken a lot about. A lot longer than I thought we're doing for United.
Yeah, same.
So let's
juicy topic.
Let's quickly, obviously, the other people ahead of them is Spurs and Villa, who played against each other. So let's quickly touch on that game. Villa at home. I think they're known to be good at home, but they conceded 4 goals. In the game, I think they were 2-0 down before McGinn got sent off.
Yeah.
So let's start with that. Do you think that was a worthy red card?
No.
Not a worthy one, but I understand it.
It should have been a red card or not?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, what's the ruling on that? Because I think they're trying to say anger or
foul
something.
Play.
Like
it was aggressive, and
because
It's not red card for foul play though.
He wasn't trying to play the ball whatsoever. It was petulant. It was stupid.
But we see that happen all the time, though.
I understand.
But we see that happening all the time when there's like
it's like a
cynical foul.
It was like aggressive.
Is that what the line though is?
It was malicious.
Malicious.
But I still think, you know what? Maybe because we're a bit older, but that's a yellow, man.
No, it's a I remember when someone done that to me in primary school, bruv. I was livid, bruv. I was absolutely livid.
So it was a doggy. He looked like and then he thought about it. I thought, I did say, let me get him off this pitch.
No, I think he was actually injured.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah. I think he was.
He was injured.
He
was injured.
because at first he got up and he was on wall.
Yeah. But I think again, is it a black and white line? Like, is maliciousness a red card? Because you can't prove maliciousness. And I get what they're saying about the anger and everything, but for me, the actual act of what happened, it was just a cynical foul, bro. Like, the guy was in front of him, he didn't go for the ball, he done that. We see that happen all the time when players are through on goal. There's a clean break. The referee just gives a yellow card.
Yeah. It was like let's say it was a hard yellow. Definitely. Orange. Yeah, orange.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, after that, Spurs went on to score 2 more goals. Werner came on, scored his goal. Son got his goal. 4-0. That means they're just, as I said earlier in the pod, they're 2 points behind Villa now with a game in hand. And I think they could go ahead and get it because Villa are still in Europe. So that will impact them in terms of their games. And obviously McGinn misses 3 games now. I think it's against West Ham, Wolves, and then City. So missing your captain, who knows what's going to happen.
He deserves to sit that out, man. That head loss was uncalled for, man. It was ridiculous.
But Spurs, Van der Ven got injured again, hamstring.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah, I think it's
That's what happens when you're fast, bro. The hamstrings go easy, bro.
And when you probably rely too much on your speed.
The thing is with Spurs, they're a bit leaky in at the back pulls. But in terms of going forward, man, they seem to be
pack a punch. They're slick, man. They're very, very slick. But
like you said, they'd be exciting to watch in Europe.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't mind them in Champions League, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I just think that they're gonna fall.
But they have got obviously they play Liverpool, Arsenal, and City. So
the back as well,
and they're gonna play all of them. Like they're not gonna park the bus. They're gonna go at it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they're gonna fall.
Yeah, they're gonna have a say in where the title goes this season. But I if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm looking at that run of fixtures and thinking we've been stitched up here. Liverpool, City, and then Arsenal back to back. And the Arsenal games are derby where you so much
Liverpool,
energy.
City, and Arsenal.
Yeah, I think it's in that order as well. Like I think it's literally week after week after week.
Rah. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see if he's got the juice after that, boy.
Yeah.
There's points for him somewhere in that.
Yeah. I think
Liverpool want revenge, so I can't see that being an easy game. City,
I think we've been Nottingham Forest satisfied. We've been well fed.
Yeah. I hear you.
Where's the Arsenal game?
Is that their ground?
Away.
Oh, okay.
You lot would turn them over.
Yeah, we beat them home and away last season, and I expect the same this season. But it's always a derby game, and Ange does play like attacking.
Yeah.
You lot owe them a game, bro.
Yeah,
you lot owe them a game, man. The 2-2, innit? Yeah, Jorginho, Gaffer, and Saka getting banged up by Maddison.
I didn't have that one.
Yeah,
that's. I think we'll be up for that as well, man. But if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be pissed off about that. But they do look, they can hurt teams, man.
They're good, man.
They're playing good. They're playing good football, man.
They are good, very good.
Playing good football.
Cool. Let's end it there, guys. So come to the end of the podcast, so let's do our back pages. So starting from my left, Stripes.
Yeah, mine's going to Ben White, Benny Blanco. It was tough. It was going to be between him and Havertz, and maybe even Ramsdale, because it was a tough environment to come into. But I'm going to give it to Ben White. 2 assists, brilliant performance from him, and yeah, man, just I feel like he's been a godsend for Arsenal, man. I'm going to be a key reason to why we do the double this season.
Cool, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm spot for choice on this one. But yesterday was Mother's Day. My missus' mum came round and everybody left the dinner, came out to watch football with me because the game was so juicy. I'm going to give it to Jurgen Klopp for putting an entertaining fixture for the neutral, man.
Miles?
I'm going to go with Joe Gomez. Just because he's stepped up this season, man. Like obviously he's had quite a few injuries over his career.
Two shits.
Yeah, and he seems to be pretty consistent. Like, so yeah, I'll give it to Joe Gomez.
Dre?
Gotta give it to Endo. The way he was playing, especially against Rodri, was you just
you got
tearing up that game.
Suck, man. You got newspapers suck, bro.
Yeah, I'll give mine to Kai Havertz. So scores a winner again. So well done him.
Yeah,
that's a newspaper I'll buy.
But yeah,
you
guys,
back pages are
thank
trash,
you
bro.
for rocking with us.
Boy. Just out your
We'll be back again next week.